85 pesos. That is the number the government wants every Filipino worker talking about. On June 30, 2026, the Department of Labor and Employment announced Wage Order number NCR 27, calling it a historic wage hike for Metro Manila from 695 pesos to 780 pesos a day. But look closer at the calendar, and a pattern emerges that Filipinos have seen before. Ang pagtaas ng minimum wage ay inanunsyo habang patuloy ang malaking rally na pinamumunuan ng Iglesia ni Cristo, kung saan libu-libong miyembro ang lumabas simula Hunyo 28 sa EDSA upang ipaglaban ang pananagutan sa iskandalo ng flood control. Sa ikatlong araw ng rally, Hulyo 2, inilipat ng mga organizer ang lokasyon patungo sa Liwasang Bonifacio kung saan ito nagpatuloy. Ang rally na to ay tumutok sa umano'y 1 trilyong piso na nawala sa katiwalian mula 2023. The wage order will raise the pay of 1.1 million minimum wage earners, but the increase itself will not even begin until July 19, weeks after the announcement, with the remaining tranche arriving only in January 2027. Once fully implemented, the increase adds roughly 1,892 pesos to a worker's monthly earnings. The timing of the announcement, not the implementation, is what deserves scrutiny. Kaya naman habang nasa headlines ang salitang historic wage hike, patuloy ang pagsisiyasat sa kung sino-sino ang kumita sa mga proyektong flood control na hindi umano umiiral o substandard ang kalidad. So, ito ang paradox. Dumarating ang relief sa mga manggagawa sa parehong sandaling humihingi ng hustisya ang publiko para sa 1 trilyong piso na dapat sana ay napunta sa mismong proteksyon nila laban sa baha. But it runs deeper than the timing. Even the employer's own representative on the wage board did not agree with the final number. The Employers Confederation of the Philippines, or ECOP, formally dissented from the 85 peso figure. First time in its history it has done so. President Sergio Ortiz Luis Jr. said on Super Radio DZBB, quote, "For the first time, nag-dissent kami sa 85 pesos, masyadong malaki," end quote. Meaning, the group rejected the amount because it considered it simply too high. ECOP had proposed only 60 pesos, also in 2 tranches, arguing the formula used by the wage board did not fit what is called an abnormal economic situation. Ang Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry, ang pinakamalaking samahan ng negosyo sa bansa, ay humingi rin ng balanced approach sa pagpapatupad ng bagong sahod. Sinabi ni PCCI President Perry Ferrer, quote, "Wage determination must take into account the capacity of enterprises, particularly micro, small, and medium enterprises, to absorb significant increases in labor costs while preserving jobs, maintaining business viability, and sustaining investments," end quote. Nagbabala rin ang Federation of Philippine Industries at ang Philippine Exporters Confederation na ang tumataas na gastos sa enerhiya at logistics kasabay ng bagong sahod ay maaaring magpahina sa kakayanan ng mga negosyo na mag-employ ng mga tauhan nila. Even the process itself raises questions. PhilExport had already submitted a position paper back in May warning the wage board to exercise caution given elevated inflation and slowing global demand. A warning that appears to have gone unheeded once the final 85 peso figure was announced. Malacanang and Dole, for their part, insist the increase is manageable, pointing to exemptions for businesses with 15 employees or fewer, micro enterprises capitalized at 3 million pesos and below, and barangay micro business enterprises registered under RA 9178. Labor Secretary Francis Tolentino said, quote, "So yung may mga 15 employees and below can seek an exemption. So yung mga maliliit ay kinikilala talaga ng wage order," end quote. Ang Trade Union Congress ng Pilipinas mismo ang tumawag sa dagdag sahod na grossly inadequate in the face of the collapse in workers' purchasing power. Partikular dahil ito ay ibinibigay sa 2 yugto lamang. Kahit ang kilusang Mayo 1 ay nagsabing, quote, "Lubang hindi sapat kumpara sa ilang ulit na pagtaas ng presyo ng langis, singil sa kuryente at iba pang gastusin," end quote. Kaya, on both sides, sa negosyo man o sa manggagawa, walang tunay na kasiyahan sa desisyong ito. The inflation context makes the irony sharper still. Headline inflation was already running between 6.8 and 7% in the months leading up to this announcement, driven by transport, food, and now electricity costs. An 85 peso raise spread across 2 tranches ending only in January 2027 and now contested by both the business sector that must fund it and the labor sector that must live on it barely keeps pace with the rising cost of rice, fuel, and electricity that Filipino families already carry. Kaya bago tayo humanga sa bagong minimum wage, tanungin muna natin, sino ba talaga ang dapat managot sa nawalang 1 trilyong piso? Kung hindi man ito sapat para sa mga gawa at hindi rin kaya ng negosyo, sino talaga ang pinaglilingkuran ng desisyong ito? PR stunt lang ba ito? Ano sa tingin ninyo? Honestly, tapat na tulong ba to? O tiniming lang nila para mailihis ang atensyon ng mamamayang Pilipino? Maraming salamat po sa panonood. Ang Hello Pinas Hello World ay isang independent page and your support means I can keep doing this work. So if you want to help the page grow, you can buy us a coffee, send stars on Facebook, follow us here on Facebook or on YouTube, like, share, and join the discussion in the comments. Maraming salamat po. Have a good day.